This is WBA Super Middleweight Champion Andre Ward, and you're with Leave It in the Ring Radio.
Hey, this is Chris P. Pearson. I'm with Leave It in the Ring Radio.
My name's Joseph Diaz, and you're with Leave It in the Ring Radio.
I'm Sean Estrada at Chamuco, Mano de Oro, LeaveItInTheRing.com. Thank you.
This is Rashid Warren here with Leave It in the Ring Radio.
Let's see real quick before Blood breaks down the career and why we should be interested on the Hammer himself. I'm going to take a caller real quick from an area code private caller. Go ahead, area code 111. Tell me your name, brother, what's on your mind.
Mr. Hammer, dog.
The Hammer, what's up, brother? How you doing?
Yeah, good, man. Listen, you don't need to talk about what I'm doing, man. What I'm doing is public information, dog. I'm into what you're talking about. And like you're talking about the number one, I mean, you're right, man. There's no number one. There may be self-proclaimed number ones, but hey, you got to beat everybody in the world to be called number one.
That's right. That's right.
And after you do that, you got to go out in the street in the parking lot and beat up some other brothers that's waiting for you when you come out to test your heart.
That's right. You know, I'm going to tell you a funny story real quick about the Hammer, Blood. I called him Mr. Hammer himself, and I called him up, and I keep calling him Mr. Williamsom. He said to me, excuse me, he said, stop calling me that.
Don't choke up because you're talking to me. Take a deep breath.
He said, make sure you call me the Hammer, and he's right. It is the Mr. Hammer himself, man. And so, you're up in Chicago, man. How's that going right now?
Cool, man. I mean, you know, this is boxing capital too, man. You know, this boxing is good everywhere. I'm a big-time boxing fan. I want you to know that, dude. I watch every fight I can, and the bad thing about it, I'm in California. They don't really publicize a lot of fights. You got to sit there and like push the thumb, man. Play catch as a catch can. You know, when you get a good fight. You know, it doesn't get a full screening like it should, man. I mean, boxing is the number one sport. Football is number two. And number three is in the house. You know what I'm saying,
brother? Tell me something, man. What is it like working with guys like Jim Brown, Jim Kelly, even Lee Van Cleef, man? I like him too. You know, with all these guys, man.
Then you got no problem. And it's vice versa. If I respect them, we got no problem. It's all about respect. If somebody come at you strong, then you got to sit down and talk to them and say, listen, man, that ain't happening here. You may get away with that bullshit someplace else, but, you know, if that's going to happen here, you and I going to fight, and I'm going to kick your ass. And if you kick mine, you're going to have to do it every day because I'm going to be waiting behind the door one day and beat the dog doo-doo out of you, okay? So,
yeah.
Stuff you do somewhere else, we got to have some respect here, man.
I'll tell you another thing, man. Another thing that really sticks out, and a lot of people, a lot of the brothers be saying this when we be watching your movies in the hood. Be like Fred Williamson, especially when I was a kid in the 70s, people be like, yo, Fred Williamson always get the white lady, or always get the lady or the white lady, man. What was up with that? You always was the man, dog. When it comes to getting the ladies, Mr. Fred Williamson, the Hammer be getting them.
Yeah, but it's easy, homeboy. I got 3 rules. When I came to Hollywood and I left football, and I came to Hollywood after I did the Julia show, I said, look here, I'm gonna be in the movies, but I'm coming into the movies, and I got 3 rules. 1, you can't kill me in a movie. 2, win all my fights in the movie. And 3, I get the girl at the end of the movie if I want her. Hey, if they want, if they're doing that, then I make my own movie. I know damn well all the 3 of them things are gonna happen in my own movie.
You know, you were with the Raiders. A lot of people don't remember you being with the Raiders in 1961. They more recognize you from being Kansas City Chiefs. But you know, going with the Raiders, man, and really in that era, the Raiders were pretty known to be real tough guys and stuff, hardcore guys. And how was that era for you being in Oakland at that time?
Yeah, but I'm an original Raider, man. I started the Raiders when the Raiders started. Al Davis was the coach when I was there. He used to say to us, if you don't win the game, win the goddamn fight. That's what it was about. Kick some butt. Don't come into this locker room a double loser. If you lose the game, you better damn well win the fight. So that was the attitude that the Raiders had. That was the Hammer. That's what I did. I hit you to hurt you, and not to maim you, but to hurt you, show you some pain, and get some respect from you. That was all part of Oakland Raiders philosophy, and I lived it.
What do you think about the NFL now, Mr. Hammer?
I ain't carrying my jock strap.
Yeah. I figured you were going to say that. So let's talk a little bit about boxing. You know, right now, you know, the heavyweight division is so shallow. We don't have an American heavyweight. You know, a lot of people say a lot of African Americans are going up more to football and baseball, but I say it's because there's no boxing gyms anymore in the ghettos. They've taken that out of there. They made it not accessible for our kids to go in and to play around the bag and the speed bag.
That's all part of it, man, but I feel that the part of it is the brothers who had a chance, who had an opportunity, didn't really seize the opportunity. They didn't understand hard work and sacrifice. The white boys do. They work in the gym. You ain't seen no fat white boy a champ. We see the fat brothers in there trying to fight like a heavyweight and be a champ. How you going to do that, man? I mean, you got 15 pounds of fat rolling around your waist, and you're going to be heavyweight champ. Come on, give me a break, man. It's all about sacrifice. You got to be dedicated to it. To be a champion, you have to be dedicated. The white boys are dedicated. The brothers, they're not dedicated, man. They count on natural ability. Okay, we fast, we quick, we got a big punch, but when you get hit, you're going down. Or when it's more than 5 or 6 rounds, these brothers peter out, man. After 5 rounds or 6 rounds, they get tired. They start holding, grasping, you know, and the Klitschko's boys, they jab them to death, beat them to death because they big, they in shape. But if they get hit, they're going down. But ain't nobody be able to hit them because they can't stay in there with them. It's attitude. It's attitude. It's about wanting to be it, wanting it bad enough to make a sacrifice to do it.
How do you think the game has changed since, like, we're talking about the heavyweights right now. You know, you've been around for a long time. You saw when Muhammad Ali was there before him, Sonny Liston.
Because we don't have any real heavyweights, man. I mean, we got guys who pump up, you know, who are middleweights and then want to be heavyweights. But it's like a football player. You find a football player that's 270 pounds, but the frame is 220. So they balloon up to 270, carrying it on a 220 frame. Those are the ones that go down. Those are the ones that get hurt. That's why you see so many big guys getting hurt and getting down, going down, because the size of the body doesn't fit the frame. Okay? So we got that problem in boxing, man. We got middleweights going up to heavyweight and fighting guys that are twice their size and twice as tall as them. It just doesn't work.
I agree, man. You know, does it kind of irk you, though, to see that there is no more Muhammad Ali's, there's no more, you know, you don't got Sonny Listons in there. Everything is just kind of died out, man. I mean, do you ever sit there and go like, man, what happened to these champions, you know?
Well, I get tired of seeing them 110-pounders, man. I get tired of seeing flyweights, man. I mean, all the boxing now is all the flyweights, and the Mexican guys fit right into that. You know, 120 pounds, 130 pounds, they fit right into that. I mean, the most exciting fighter today is Pacquiao. But Pacquiao knows how to entertain. He knows how to rush and throw punches and get hit and get up and fight again. He's an entertainer. Pacquiao is an entertainer. He's not just a boxer. He's an entertainer. And you know, we're losing those in the heavyweight division.
I think we are losing it, you know, and I'm hoping that eventually because, you know, we've been through this drought before back in the 1920s. I'm just hoping that this is exactly what's happening. And
James Quick Tillis had all the things going for him, man. He had the speed, he had the style, he had everything going for him. But his attitude was shit. The guy never got in shape. He never really dedicated his life to boxing. But he had everything going, man. He was quick. He was fast. He was like an image, a mirror of Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yeah.
So he ran into a young kid by the name of Iron Mike Tyson.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, but he could have danced. He didn't have to stand in there and try to be a hero and fight Mike. He could have danced. Muhammad Ali would have never stood toe-to-toe with Mike.
Exactly.
He danced. Because Mike didn't dance. Mike came in low and tried to swing, and if there was nothing in front of him to hit, he just kept his head down and kept moving forward. If you keep dancing and sticking, hey, sooner or later, something's got to give.
Give us your favorite boxing moment, man. Your favorite fight, maybe one of the fights you've been to live.
What Jones was a favorite. I like his style. I like his bravado. I like what he brought. He brought entertainment to the ring, and he knew he was an entertainer. And that's how he fought, man. And you know, as you know, we all lose and we all get old and we all can't live up to our records all the time. But when he was on and when he was there, he was very entertaining, man. He was the man.
Hey, we had him on the show last week. He talked about going heavyweight. You know, he said he might still do it one more time. What you think about that?
I gave you that example, man. You got a 275-pound football player on a 220-pound frame. It just doesn't. It won't hold up.
Okay.
It might look good. It might look bloated, but it doesn't hold up.
Yes, sir.
Because when you're fighting guys who are naturally 270, you can't hold up, man. You can't take that 270 pounding. If you were 220 and you put some weight on to make it 270 or 240, you don't hold up, man. Those guys are they're hitting like 270 pounders. You're hitting like a 220 pounder. That's different.
What do you think about that kid, the Punisher, Paul Williams, man? And this guy jumping down to 147 and then jumping up all the way to 160, even talking about going to 168.
Well, first of all, man, this man, he got to work on his defense, man. I mean, that long-rangey stuff that he does, man, somebody going to knock him out when he gets into somebody that hits harder or hits as hard as he does. I mean, he gets away with it now because he's a hard-punching guy at that weight. But when he moves up, guys are going to be hitting harder than him, and they're going to catch him because he doesn't have a defense. His defense is weak.
If there was a fighter out there right now, Hammer, that you would say can kind of relate to you, and we're talking about this era, not back in the day, not Muhammad, but right now, who more or less could represent you think?
Boy Floyd. Pretty
Boy Floyd?
He thinks he's pretty.
And that's it.
That's it. Pretty Boy Floyd thinks he's pretty. He fights like a champion. He backs up what he has to say, and he still tell you he's pretty because he ain't been down yet. So he's the man.
So would you put him above a Manny Pacquiao and pound for pound list?
Man, that's tough because Pacquiao got hard. And we ain't never seen anybody test Pretty Boy Floyd's hard. We've seen Pacquiao's hard get tested, and we've seen him come back. I haven't seen anybody test Pretty Boy Floyd's hard, man. I mean, he's head and shoulders above his weight division. So his heart hasn't really been tested. He's never got up off the floor, I don't remember, and came